Meanwhile, there were people protesting Zeldin's visit. They say they're taking a stand against the Trump administration and its policies. The group San Diego 350 told us this.
We want this administration and Administrator Zeldin to take the climate crisis seriously, and we want him to recognize that defunding the EPA and attacking the nonprofits that do the work to support the environment is not the answer.
And they stood outside MCRD with their signs to send a message to Zeldin and the White House.
Today is the 55th annual Earth Day. This year's theme is Our Power, Our Planet, focusing on renewable energy and climate action. Local environmental nonprofits use this day to denounce the Trump administration's actions. It comes on the same day as EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin's visit. Public officials and county residents joined the protest in solidarity. The nonprofits worry the Trump administration could remove their tax-exempt status as soon as this week, according to Reuters. But so far, there have not been any executive orders on that.
Hands off Earth Day, hands off our nonprofit organizations who are on the ground doing this work and serving the community, always doing more with less, but we can't have it all just cut and gone.
Today's protest was held outside the Marine Corps Recruit Depot, where Zeldin met with local officials this morning.
Today, environmental groups were out at the border protesting the Trump administration and EPA Director Lee Zeldin. Members from the groups tell us they're happy that leaders are paying attention to the Tijuana River crisis, but they're still upset with the decisions being made by this administration that do impact the environment and people's well-being, such as threatening to strip certain nonprofits of their tax-exempt status.
Think about what you love about having a safe park for your children to play in and see see green grass and trees and breathe clean air and not worrying when you turn on the tap that they're going to get sick from that water. These are the types of things that this Trump administration is threatening.
Meanwhile, the EPA did begin firing and reassigning hundreds of workers today. An EPA spokesperson said those affected are staff who worked at the Office of Environmental Justice and External Civil Rights. Employees with the Office of Inclusive Excellence were also impacted. Overall, around 280 staff members were fired as part of the reduction. The EPA said the cuts are in line with President Trump's executive order targeting diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Protesters gathered outside Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego, ahead of Lee Zeldin's visit.
Our Salvador Rivera has more on why the demonstration was staged in tonight's Border Report.
Several environmental groups held a demonstration saying they are not only concerned about the Tijuana River Valley, but all of our natural resources. Demonstrators took over the intersection of Pacific Highway and Washington Street outside MCRD's gate number 5. They believe our country's climate, water, and health are in danger.
We, as the environmental community, have a lot of concerns.
Sarah Ochoa is the program's director for the Coastal Environmental Rights Foundation. She and the others worry the EPA is eliminating many programs, including several here in San Diego.
The Environmental Health Coalition was granted a $20 million grant to serve and fulfill 12 community-driven projects in 8 severely impacted regions of San Diego with some of the worst air to breathe. This EPA director and the Trump administration are cutting those funds and potentially threatening even the tax-exempt status of some nonprofit.
Ochoa says EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin, who toured the wastewater treatment plant in the Tijuana River Valley Tuesday morning, is on a path of destruction when it comes to our environment.
Instead of the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, I think protection is being replaced with destruction. Some of our national parks and our pristine lands, like in New Mexico, are slated for mineral extraction. Instead of being open for the public and for our natural resources and wildlife corridors, they're going to be closed down and turned into mining sites.
The Trump administration has said it is rolling back environmental protections and programs as a way to, quote, power the great American comeback. Salvador Rivera, Border Report.
Just outside the gates of the MCRD, protesters gathered in response to Lee Zeldin's appearance, and they had trust issues.
The current administration has proven to us that they are going to lie, and we cannot trust them, nor do they have our best interests, the people, the American people's best interests in mind.
Happy Earth Day.
Protesters gave many examples of how the Trump White House has opposed environmental protection. Trump has acted to allow fishing in formerly protected ocean waters. They've allowed mining, drilling, and logging on public lands where it has been forbidden. We asked about EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin's appearance in San Diego to talk about air pollution and untreated sewage in South Bay wetlands, and some responded with cautious optimism.
That's really important. We need as much of a highlight on it as possible. If this highlight comes with a threat of removing funding, it is not welcome.
Environmental groups are concerned that the Trump White House will try to remove the nonprofit status of many groups working for environmental protection, just as Trump has threatened to do that to Harvard University. The protest outside the MCRD took place as Administrator Zeldin was holding a press conference on the military base. Protest leaders broadcast Zeldin's comments, including his response to the nonprofit question.
Any type of organization that has any type of tax-exempt status, and whether we're talking C3s, C4s, C6s, they all just need to follow the laws as are currently on the books that apply to their status.
Although Zeldin seems to say that the status of environmental groups was not under threat, again, the protesting groups had trust issues. The EPA has cut or frozen billions of dollars in grants to groups working for environmental protection.
Millions and millions of dollars across the United States and millions here in San Diego County has been cut, has been halted, and likely we'll have to litigate to ensure we get that back because it's illegal for them to cut federal grants that are tied to the Inflation Reduction Act.
Bueno, y esa visita se da precisamente hoy que se conmemora el Día de la Tierra, fecha en la que millones de personas alrededor del mundo unen fuerzas en contra de la crisis climática y reflexionan también sobre el impacto de las acciones de los humanos en el planeta. San Diego no fue la excepción. Afuera de la base de entrenamiento del Cuerpo de Marines, MCRD, cerca de Liberty Station, donde el administrador de la EPA tuvo su reunión, se congregaron grupos de activistas inconformes por los recortes federales.
Pero hasta ahorita no tenemos acceso a esos fondos, están congelados en la cuenta y no hemos podido tener acceso a esos fondos y esos fondos van directamente para servicios necesarios para la comunidad. Son para parques, un parque nuevo en Barrio Logan, son para filtros de aire, para tener hogares saludables, para familias y niños que sufren de asma.
Entre pancartas y consignas protestaban contra los planes de recortes de Trump a la Agencia de Protección Ambiental y a organizaciones sin fines de lucro.
Cuéntenos un poquito el mensaje que le quieren mandar al director de la EPA que está aquí en San Diego.
Pues mira, claramente, nomás le quiero decir que diario ya tenemos generaciones en nuestras comunidades que gente están sufriendo. Y le quiero decir al presidente, le quiero decir a Zeldin que estas organizaciones deben de tener apoyo.
Gracias por tu tiempo y hablando del corte de recursos, estoy también con José García, que viene del Environmental Health Coalition, es el director ejecutivo, que nos va a hablar un poquito sobre este corte de recursos específicamente. ¿Nos podías expandir?
Sí, claro. Tenemos programas ahorita que empezamos y se estaban dependiendo de fondos de la EPA que tenían comprometidos por contrato y el trabajo empezó desde los principios de este año y empezamos a hacer el trabajo, pero hasta ahorita no tenemos acceso a esos fondos, están congelados en la cuenta y no hemos podido tener acceso a esos fondos y esos fondos van directamente para servicios necesarios para la comunidad. Son para parques, un parque nuevo en Barrio Logan, son para filtros de aire, para tener hogares saludables, para familias y niños que sufren de asma. Estos servicios son derechos humanos, son servicios necesarios, no son de lujo y nosotros como organización de confianza en la comunidad, estamos tratando de poder proveer estos servicios y estos proyectos, pero estos fondos ahorita tener congelados nos está haciendo que no tenemos la habilidad de proveer esos servicios.
Gracias por su información y también cabe notar que estuvimos aquí para la conferencia de prensa con el director de la EPA, Lee Zeldin, pero nos negaron la entrada aquí en la base militar. Con esta información vamos a regresar con ustedes en el estudio desde la base militar aquí en Midway.